Live from Vault 69. It's the Geek Show.
Tony, you're not allowed to make those jokes.
I did it. I made it.
Oh, you can have the majesty of the eclipse. Experience this, the majesty of a full panel geek show. Hit it, Tony.
Yeah.
Already in the chat, people want to talk about X-Men 97 and Fallout. So
No, that's
doesn't?
X-Men 97. I'm sorry, we're going to do it in the after party because
well, yeah, we'll
We're going to detail in the after party.
we're gonna do spoiler-free talk about that and Fallout toward the end of the show. But we will. I think in the after party we'll go complete spoilers probably.
Full spoiler.
Maybe.
according to the no official Vault 69 exists, but according to the Penny
That
Arcade
you know of.
comic, the social experiment was one man and a crate of puppets.
That makes sense.
I have a theory. If Vault 101 exists, Vault 69 has to exist.
Right.
Numbers wise.
That's true. All
But
right.
each one's its own social experiment.
He's done the research. He's Lee George Cade, everybody.
Hi, welcome to the Vault where everybody's name is Lee George Cade.
That's the social experiment.
We sure like corn.
Quad T, Too Tall Tony is here as well. Hi, Tony.
Hi. Welcome to the Vault where we just play video games.
That's his
They wouldn't do that.
So it's just all VR all the time.
Yep. Rebecca Frost is here. Hello. Hello.
Don't look up Vault 34.
Ooh,
What?
all kinds of weird stuff in there.
Tony gets it.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
If you don't know, Rule 34 means there's
Oh,
a porn
that.
parody version of everything that
boy.
exists.
All kinds of weird stuff. Super mutant stuff. Ghoul stuff.
That's true.
I'm
Ghoul on
sorry.
Super mutant.
There's not going to be any Planet of the Apes TTRPG news, Gavin. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Robert Neal is here. Hi, Robert.
Lee George K. Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name, too.
And returning champion. God damn it, Sarah. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I do not
Yeah.
Fallout
bench
fan.
warmer.
That's
Fallout
why.
fan. Yeah.
That's why she's here. Our
And
Fallout expert.
Oh yeah. Thank you very much for the generous. I don't have a vault. I'm a surface dweller.
And Sarah, it's not bench warmer, it's field reporter.
Yes.
Field reporter. I love that. Thank you.
The
Specialist.
surfaces.
Maybe
The
specialist.
surfaces. The surface is where it's at.
Yeah, that
according
is
to our host Carrie Jackson.
Yes, because
Carrie
the
Jackson.
surface is where it's at because that's where I am. And I am where it's at. Monday through Friday.
Carrie, the thing
He has
is,
two
you're not
turntables
just
and a
on the
microphone.
surface. You were like so far up Mount Doom on the surface. Like
He's on Black Mountain.
he's on Black Mountain.
Whatever the opposite, the
He's
direct
on Black
opposite of
Mountain
a vault.
Radio.
Oh, believe me, it's
That's what Carrie
White
is.
Mountain. Trust me. Monday through Friday, 6 to 10, x96.com.
Carrie last week was talking about all of his white friends on the mountain.
There's a white family down the street that I like. Anyway,
I see white people, they're everywhere.
their last name's White. Anyway,
That's just Utah, sweetie.
I know.
That's just
but yeah,
pat.
True.
we are gonna talk about Fallout and all that stuff. But quickly, let's get things started with some trailers that were released this week. And I know Rebecca Frost very excited about this first trailer.
Unfortunately, I am hyped. I am seated, and
I'm
I am
also
so excited.
Very
I
glad.
wish I knew what happened.
I'm glad you are. That's nice.
It's
Do I have to watch the first one to get it?
Unfortunately, I think so.
Probably,
Yeah.
The
I-
thing-
so.
yeah.
The thing about this movie, before this trailer came out, I sent out a tweet to the world and I said, I have a feeling deep in my bones that this movie is going to be one of my favorite movies of the year because it's going to make everybody who loved the first one absolutely hate the second one.
Yes.
I get that feeling because as we know, Hollywood does not like to let you know that you're going to a musical. They like to trick you. And this trailer is certainly doing that because we know that there are about 15 jukebox songs that have been licensed for this movie. It's Joker 2, Folie à Deux.
Ha Ha Land.
Ha Ha Land?
And it's pretty good.
Oh, I
I
like
stole
that.
that from Twitter. I can't take
played.
credit for that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's haha JAJA.
oh my
Ja
God.
ja land.
Haha land.
Ja 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 ja.
So go watch the trailer. They unveiled a look at it at CinemaCon this week. Todd Phillips was there, and here's what he had to say when they asked him about the musical aspect of it. Now listen to this Hollywood bullshit double speak.
Jabroni.
All right,
Jabroni.
we never talked about it like that. I like to say it's a movie where music is an essential element. To me, that doesn't veer too far from the first film. In the first film, Arthur has a music in him, and he has a grace to
No.
him.
Oh,
Fuck you,
no.
Todd. All right,
No, those are
Go back to
different
making
things.
hangover movies, Todd.
Yeah, that's call him bullshit.
that's
Yeah.
bullshit.
Does that guy always masturbate in public, or
I know.
just when he's-
Anyway, it opens October 4th, so
I will be there.
and, it's-
Just in time for my B-day.
and you know what, Lee? I know why you're hesitant to see the first one, but you got to admit, Joaquin Phoenix is
Joaquin
really.
Okay, so wait a minute.
I'm
So
so
actually, I have a
sorry,
question there.
Joaquin
Lee,
Phoenix.
why?
Why?
Why are you?
Because all the douche bros came out of the woodwork
agree.
immediately screaming about, I love screaming about how much I love this movie and everything else is stupid, Snyder cut. And so, I just, they ruined it for me before I even had a chance to care. Also, I am so burned out on the Bat family right now.
Well, lucky for you, there's no Bat family in this one.
No,
True.
but I mean,
hold
I mean
on,
everything
not-
Batman related. I'm at terminal. I'm the only thing I'm excited about is the Bat Family cartoon. That's a sequel to Have Yourself a Merry Little Batman,
Oh, that was a fun.
which former Geek Show panelist Eric Hunter is a background lead on.
Yeah,
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
The world's dirtiest Mormon, Derek Hunter.
I was a comedian when the first Joker came out, and the masses of self-gratifying male comedians who like identified with that movie at the time, horrendous.
Yeah.
I don't.
No, I-
like, that boggles my mind because that's like people I see that identify with Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
It's like
Well, it's
Yeah.
the whole
he's
conversation
a
of like,
bad person. You're not supposed
Exactly.
to.
like
Like
Walter White,
You missed the point.
Rick Sanchez, the Joker.
Yeah.
The Empire.
The
Yeah.
Empire.
The Empire, yeah. They are not the heroes. They are bad
Brad
people.
Pitt in Fight Club.
I was just gonna
Yes.
say Brad Pitt in Fight Club.
Yeah.
They are bad people, but if you're like, Succession is filled with, there's nobody there to root for, but you
Oh, no.
watch it because of the great performances and
Yep.
And-
yep.
and
Same
just-
with Always
and-
Sunny in Philadelphia. Like, there's no one to root for.
No.
I almost root for Charlie.
No.
Yeah, Charlie doesn't know
Just
better.
because he's
He-
brain
yeah,
damage.
It's just his naivete and his brain damageness that I'm just like, oh, little buddy, you can do it.
the other thing we got this week was it's like 2.5 to 3 minutes of Star Wars Outlaws. No gameplay, but more setup as to what you're going to get as far as the story goes. So that's August 30th for that.
I'm excited.
Looks
Yeah.
interesting.
My husband, he's like, I'm so excited, but I'm also so worried. And I said, why? Is it because she woman? And he went, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Well, because
more of a worried for her and
yeah,
the game.
he knows
because of
how
the
the
reaction.
zeitgeist is, right?
yeah.
And I mean, we've seen it with a Fallout poster this week as well. Just like, why can't women be sexy and incapable? Huh?
Feminism.
I was reading some of the criticism that the Chinese audience is having of Three Body Problem, where they're upset that the main character isn't sexy enough. And Carrie, there is a wild article about Chinese perception of Three Body Problem.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, because it's banned in China.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The
wait.
TV series is.
The
'Cause it's
book's
not
from
sexy
China.
enough?
Yes, but they open with the Cultural Rebellion
Anti-communist.
in the 1960s, and like the author had to move that to the middle of the first book because they were afraid it wouldn't get past the censors. And so,
They're like, if I put it in the middle, they'll never catch it because they'll
You'll
read
never
the
read
first
that
couple
far.
chapters.
Sneak it in there.
yeah.
All right. And then the other trailer that we got, and I'm not encouraging you to go and see this trailer. I'm just warning you about it. Maybe if you enjoy car crashes, that's the kind of thing.
I do.
It's, because as I was watching Lord of the Rings the other day, I thought to myself, what would make this better? If it was a musical.
Well, it is a musical.
I have three
Then-
words for you, Carrie. Rogers the musical.
Yeah. Well, that was funny, though. This is trying to be serious.
I
I
know,
thought
but
you-
I mean, it's trying to be serious in universe. So
You
Yeah.
guys, it's okay. I'm sure it's fine.
I thought you meant real car crashes. I'm less excited about this
Yeah.
now.
Lord of the Rings, the musical. It's the U.S. production starts July 19th, runs through September 1st in Chicago.
Okay, here's the thing, though, Carrie. This
Yeah.
is already a show in the UK.
In London, yes.
And it's successful enough that they are bringing it over to the U.S. And yet you doubt?
Yeah.
There's not enough culture here. That'll fly in the UK.
Rebecca, things are more interesting when Carrie dissents. Sorry.
Is it? Okay.
I also
Okay, I'm against it then.
I judge most cultures on their food, and I've had British food, so I'd say their musicals suck.
Take that, fish and chips.
Those
Yeah.
things correlate.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Got
I love
'em.
fish and
They're
chips.
related.
But also, as evidence, I love curry, and Bollywood is fantastic.
Yes.
That's all English. What are you talking about?
I've told well, I've told the story before. We were first time in London. We were checking in the hotel, and we said to the concierge, "We want to eat where you eat. We want to eat the local cuisine." And he goes, "Oh, you don't want that, mate. No, no. there's an Indian place down the street that I recommend." Anyway. All right, let's do a little housekeeping, and then we'll get to the rest of the news. Lee George Cade. How did that doctor's appointment go?
I only cried for like 2 hours afterwards.
That's the shortest time yet.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I only cried for like an hour after X-Men '97. So I really did. My wife wasn't paying. She's sitting there crocheting on the couch, and then my kid and I are like sobbing openly.
Oh, no.
I
She
teared
looks up and
as
she
well.
goes.
Yeah.
She looks up and goes, "What are you two whining about?" And we're like, anyway. So I got my final surgery consult with Dr. Handsome. That's his name.
Dr. Handsome.
Yeah.
So we
That's
see a
great.
photo of Dr. Handsome.
Grey's
My
Anatomy.
wife says his name might be Dr. Dreamy Eyes, but I think it's Dr. Handsome.
There you go.
Patrick.
But anyway, he told me I knew I had the one like the umbilical hernia that's like the size of a little orange sticking to my belly button. Yeah, they won't do the swimsuit shoot until after that's taken care of.
No,
turns out I have like 6 more little ones because when they had
Got
me
a belly
open,
full of clementines?
yeah, when they had to open up my entire abdomen for 2 days to keep my internal organs from rupturing, they stitched me back together, and because of all the swelling, the stomach lining didn't really do what it was supposed to do. So. The joy is on May 2nd, I'm going in, and they're going to have to take out my gallbladder and fix all of the
Belly full of clementines.
Yeah, and the only way to do that is to reopen the original incision.
Oh my God.
All the way down. So. Anyway, you guys won't be seeing me for a few days after that.
There it is. That's the Venmo right there. You can help this.
I'll be drunk.
This spelunking, that is going to be happening to Lee George Cade.
At least the surgeon's handsome. That's all I can say.
They're just gonna get in there with a stapler and just start going nuts. Close.
No, there
I don't know.
will.
You're gonna go
I
in
think
there
we're
and
missing an
start spritzing stuff
opportunity
with
here,
bleach.
though, because this is the perfect opportunity to remake Fantastic Voyage and use you as the subject.
Only if old
I
Martin
saw
Short
that episode
goes
of Rick
in.
and Morty.
I want Inner Space 2 and Martin Short's in my guts. And there will be staples, but the good news is they're cutting out the original scar.
Oh, interesting. So it should
So
be
I-
a nicer scar when it's done.
Yeah,
So
it'll
who
be
is
a
Simba
little
going to fight then?
right.
I wish
Yeah.
they could do that with my scar, because boy,
Just tell him you got a bunch of hernias that need to come out.
Bunch of oranges.
So look for the Venmo on our social medias and send the money directly to Lee. He has insurance, but as we all know, the American healthcare system will make you poor.
Find a way to take your
So
money.
cool.
Yeah. Geekshow.store still up and running, and we like seeing our logo out in the wild on your bodies. So go there and participate.
I have
Yeah.
a pink shirt.
Oh,
You do?
I
Yeah,
hear
I
that.
do.
I hear that fashion doll shirt is going to be leaving us soon.
Nobody will tell me who I called to make that happen. I don't understand. Anyway, also our Patreon, Geek Show Got This Covered, where you get all kinds of wonderful things. We got some more Time Closet videos coming your way this week, I promise. The Space Show gets there early, and maybe Rob and Lee will do something tabletop-wise.
Oh, it's coming.
Okay.
After party access, etc.
After it's the after surgery Geek Show tabletop.
But then you get the show after this show, which is exclusive to our Patreons, and it's one price. It's not tiers. It's one price. It's tree fitty. That's it.
Tree fitty. You can
Tree
do
fitty.
tree fitty.
Tree fitty. All right. Well, okay. Let's get to the rest of the news. The sad news that we just got yesterday. Yes, exactly. Star Trek Lower Decks is going to end with season 5.
Pour one out for Rebecca and Gary.
Yeah.
If I had to choose between Strange New Worlds, though, and Lower Decks, I'm glad we're getting more Strange New Worlds.
You know what,
I like
though?
that one a little more than Lower Decks.
So I saw somebody say this, and it didn't really resonate with me until I saw somebody say it on Strange New Worlds. They're not even going to the Strange New Worlds. They're pretty much not going to Strange New Worlds, like in that whole show.
I can only think of one. The one when
Exactly.
where they went to where number one, her civilization is from, or
Yeah.
went to, or whatever.
So, it's Lower Decks ends with season 5, and Strange New Worlds has been renewed for a 4th season.
Like, yay, but
Yeah,
It makes me sad.
the good news being that they can really only do 7 more seasons of Strange New Worlds before they have to deal with Pike.
That's true.
I could do some timey-wimey stuff. Change it.
you're not allowed to be mean to him.
They already tried the timey-wimey stuff, but the only timey-wimeys are Klingons, and you don't deal with their timey-wimey.
Anyway, CinemaCon happened this week.
No, it's cinema. Oh, this time I thought it was cinnamon.
CinemaCon?
I was like, that is a lot of...
The CinemaCon.
I thought it was Skinamacon.
That
Oh,
would be
no.
better.
Tony.
But,
Bad. I don't want to
was-
go there.
It's probably safer.
There was a lot that happened, and I'm going to keep it spoiler-free. They showed footage of the new Alien movie.
Oh, hell yeah.
Disney
and
Princess.
and
Disney
I read,
princess.
yeah, I read the description of it, and I'm excited. It sounds like they've cracked the code on the xenomorph, and
Really?
yes,
Okay.
I can't watch it.
swimming in water and stuff. Anyway,
But we've seen that.
Scary?
not the face hugger swimming in water.
Oh,
Coming up
no,
out.
Like how
no.
crabs. Have you seen how crabs swim in water?
No.
I'm from Maryland. No, tell me how they swim.
Let me crab explain to you, Rob.
Yeah, crabs playing.
You ever seen a crab on your ceiling getting ready to attack your face?
Yeah.
You ever seen a
Spiders.
crab smoking a cigarette, carrying a knife, offering to sell you burned CDs?
Yeah, Inner Harbor. Duh.
Yeah. But
Robert's like, oh, you know Liam too.
But Feige showed up from Marvel Studios, and he showed a good 5 minutes of the new Captain America movie, Captain America 4, which is no longer New World Order. It's called something else. Let me see if I can find
Brave New
that.
World.
Brave New World. Thank you. And they showed like 5 minutes of it, introducing Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt Ross.
I cannot
Did
wait
you hear
for
what they
that press
did?
tour.
Did they do it in the clip that you saw about acknowledging that he's not John Hurt?
Yeah, it was. It's in. They haven't released the footage. That was just
Okay.
for CinemaCon, but they're descriptions for people who were there. And apparently, there's a bit where Sam says to him, "Well, you look different without the mustache."
Nah.
And he said, "I had to do that to get elected."
Oh my gosh.
I'm so excited for the press tour because one, Harrison Ford is so cranky all of the time,
Yes.
but also
great with
Anthony
interviews.
Mackie seems to also be pretty cranky about
Really?
this whole movie. Oh yeah, like he was pretty vocal about how like disappointing it is that Sebastian Stan isn't in this movie because
Oh, he
they
was
have built
bummed.
up they've built up this whole relationship between Falcon and Winter Soldier, and he's not even present in this new
Tell
movie.
it to your therapist. You should be supporting
Are you
the movie
are you
you're
telling
in.
me, Sarah?
No, I'm telling it to him. Sorry, Rebecca, but you can do that too. But he needs
Well,
to tell it to
I
his
have
therapist.
a theory there, though, and they may not have brought Mackie in on this because at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they were okay with each other. They still were not best friends, but they were okay. But now that they've made Sam Captain America, Bucky is going to the Thunderbolts. I'm wondering if they're keeping them separate to allow for some kind of conflict
Forbidden romance.
Oh,
or forbidden
conflict coming.
romance.
Well, because
six on one hand, the other on the other. Yeah.
Because part of the plot of this is the president, Harrison Ford, Thunderbolt Ross, says to Sam, I want you to try to get the Avengers up and going again. That's part of the deal. But also in this is there was a scene with the first Captain America, Carl Lumley. Yes, Isaiah Bradley is back.
That's
and, and I'll just say, for those who know what the Manchurian Candidate is, that kind of thing happens here in the scenes that were shown.
Oh, dip.
Yeah.
They also released the Thunderbolts title of the movie. Super interesting. Makes me curious to see more. It's Thunderbolts asterisk. Like there's a specific asterisk at the end of Thunderbolts. Like what does it mean? What does it mean?
Name subject to change.
The other,
Yeah.
the other thing that they brought was about 9 minutes worth of Deadpool and Wolverine.
9 minutes? I feel
Yeah.
like that's a lot.
They showed
That's
quite a bit.
More than
They
6.
they also not during the Marvel panel, but during the Disney panel, they showed like 35 minutes of Inside Out too. Like they showed a whole
Oh, they are
third
desperate.
of the movie.
So the thing about the Deadpool Wolverine footage is, again, go online for the spoilers that were in it. Quite a bit of change, and as we saw in the Super Bowl commercial, the Time Variance Authority shows up, and yeah, you go online and you spoil it for yourself if you want. I'll
I'm
just
not
say
doing
that.
that. No way, Jose.
But yeah, I'm going to leave it out. But what happened is usually the Marvel fare is family friendly for CinemaCon. Feige got up there and swore like a sailor, apparently.
I'll show you Disney knows how to
Kevin
curse.
effing Feige.
Yeah,
I'd do it if
Kevin
I
up and
could.
So
I'm
anyway,
Kevin effing Feige. You think you can challenge me? I
was also-
saved cinema.
I
there was
say
also there was also a joke about how the Deadpool Wolverine popcorn bucket will be more perverse than the Dune one.
Oh, sorry.
It's just gonna
There's,
straight up be
Accepted.
a butthole on the top now. I mean,
Some people are claiming that they've seen them now, and I doubt they're real. But
I don't
if you
think. I don't
but
think
they're-
they're.
the screw out mouths on the mock-ups, the fake mock-ups that I think they're fake that I saw this morning made me laugh so damn hard because it's like, yeah, the popcorn goes to the top of the head, but then the mouths open up and they're like,
Oh my god.
if anyone would do it, it would be Ryan Reynolds.
yeah,
Sure.
True.
Anyway, other news that we got. Well, Rebecca's going to review Godzilla and Kong coming up, but Monarch got a second season.
Yeah.
Monarch
excellent.
Legacy
Don't
of the
worry.
Monsters.
You don't need to watch the show to understand Godzilla X Kong: A New Empire.
Is there an asterisk anywhere in there?
You're a hater.
This should be. Sarah, I can't wait to talk about it. Oh my god, I can't wait to talk about it.
I'm surprised it has anything to do with colons.
They're,
We'll find out.
it says here, according to Apple TV press release, they struck a new multi-series deal with Legendary Entertainment, which includes a second season of Monarch: Legacy of the Monsters, which means you're going to get a spin-off series based on this franchise. You're going to get
that
more monster
necessary?
shows.
Yes, it is necessary. Lieutenant
Monarchs.
Commander Frost.
Monarch the series is better than any of those stupid monkey lizard movies.
It was really
I will
good.
I will
besmirch
back
the
that.
monkey
Yes,
lizard
It was super.
I will back that.
Yeah, so there you
Yeah.
go. Let's see. Oh, and then the other. This was interesting as hell to me. The Last Ronin, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, we're getting a live-action movie of this, rated R.
Okay.
Yeah,
Probably for
It's going to be
the gores.
so many idiots bringing their kids anyway.
I
Yep,
know,
yep.
right?
Ninja Turtles? I'll
and
bring my
let them.
5-year-old.
Let them.
This is based on the comic book The Last Ronin, which is out now. And the plot is basically all the Ninja Turtles except Michelangelo are dead. And
My boy Mikey.
this is Mikey working his way across the country to finally kill Shredder. You know,
Oh,
because-
like Hawkeye.
yeah. So it's like Old Man Hawkeye. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Old Man Mikey.
Old Man Mikey. Set in a totalitarian future New York City. All the turtles in Splitter are dead, and one turtle managed to survive barely and vows to exact bloody vengeance. But this is rated R, and it's being produced by Walter Hamada. That turd.
Who's Walter Hamada?
He was at Warner Brothers, and
Oh,
He
kind of
mixed a
screwed up.
number of projects.
Yeah, kind of screwed up things over there.
so
But,
I'm not excited for this anymore. Is what you should be saying.
No, I think it'll be fine. I think
You can be excited.
His three
can
ghost
be
brothers
hopeful.
are
How
behind
about
him
that?
in the photo.
I know, isn't that
Be hopeful.
sad?
I would be
Isn't that
hopeful.
tender?
I think I'm more excited for the video game coming out based on this property.
Yeah, me too. Although someone was trying to tell me that they shut it down, but I'm like, no, not if they're making a movie of it.
I had not heard anything
We
about
don't
that.
like money. Shut down the video game.
Exactly. Yeah, Bug Hunter's right. He ran the DC division at Warner Brothers.
Oh, I hate him.
Hamada.
Oh, you tell him, Tony.
That's right.
You tell him.
So yeah. So just imagine, Michelangelo seeking vengeance. I like the idea. It's John Wicky turtley kind of thing. Anyway,
A friend
Tony,
of
was
mine.
that was that an Akira reference?
It was a Borderlands reference.
Okay.
Katagawa!
Okay.
So a
Which
friend of
might be an
mine-
Akira's reference if you go further back.
A friend of mine who is a big Ninja Turtles fan is so super excited for this, and also about the concept of letting your fan base age as well. Like, we got that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie last year that was phenomenal for
Yes.
the kids, but also, like, don't forget, there's so many Gen X and older fans who want to see
Just say
their
geriatrics, Rebecca.
geriatrics.
What?
The geriatric
Wait, I
fans
What?
want to see their
Suddenly I'm geriatric.
want to see their properties age
Thanks,
up
Sarah.
with them.
No, me too. I'm also.
That's why X-Men 97's working, because they
Exactly.
said we're going to make this show for the people that watched the hot garbage cartoon back in the 90s
Hey now.
and want something more cultured.
My
It doesn't matter what we
stepkids-
put in front of Tony, because obviously he'll enjoy it.
My stepkids are watching that super old ass, like grainy X-Men, and they're loving it. So it's
Really?
kind of cool. Yeah, they love it.
That's great.
That's
Come
great.
on.
Wow.
You know what
let's-
worked really well for that though is the Adventure Time sequel, aging up with the audience. Oh man,
That's
Is that the Fiona and
correct.
Cake?
Fiona and the Cake
It's
one.
so
yeah.
good.
That's
So
true.
good.
Another announcement made this week. Do we need this? A new Blair
No.
Witch movie.
Oh
So
wow.
can I just say, I heard this and I'm just kind of like, oh gee, because I remember when the first movie came out, it was right after I moved here, and the movie is set in Western Maryland. So I had a bunch of people like, did this really happen? And I'm just kind of like,
Well, and that's the thing about the Blair Witch Project, though. You can never, ever, ever recreate the magic. I'll
Exactly.
say it, the magic of the
Cannot do
first
it.
movie, because people were like, "Oh my God, this is real!" Because it's like it paved the way for like found footage,
Yeah.
and like there's just no way you can surpass the magnitude of the first
It
one.
is one of the most profitable movies of all time because it was made
Really?
for $35,000.
It made me so sick.
Yeah.
That rules.
you don't like shaky cam?
Oh, I remember literally having the spins when I left the theater for that one.
Because it was so scary.
No,
this
because it was so dizzy making.
This is going to be a remake, from what I can
Oh.
tell.
Oh,
So
What sucks is
Wow.
it's Blumhouse, and I really love Blumhouse, and I love everything Blumhouse does. But like,
but if
feel like-
anybody can
Here's
pull it
another
off,
thing,
you know.
though. I mean, they can pull it. Blumhouse has a shot to pull it off. It's been 25 years since the original came out, so it
Oh
is
my God.
generational
Yeah.
gap now that of people who've never seen it. So I can see them pulling it off
I don't
and
know.
making it work.
I feel like they broke the bottom of the barrel scraping so hard for this one.
Are they going to do it in found footage style, or are they going to do it in cinema?
it's
I'm
all
sure-
TikToks, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it
It
will
is.
be. Yeah.
I think you actually probably just
Hey, let's
nailed it.
Blair Witch dance.
Yeah.
Oh, Lee, you got him. Oh my God, you got him.
You got
They're
'em.
already dead. Stop.
But now
And so
here's
Carrie, was it you guys on the morning show who talked about the reason we never saw the Blair Witch in the movie? Was that one of the trivia questions this week?
I know I've talked about it before. It was because it didn't look good on camera.
Well,
it
what's
was
that's
supposed
also-
to appear. Yeah.
But it's
But wasn't it
scarier
the
to
cameraman
not
better to
show
not
your
see it.
Yeah.
The cameraman forgot to turn as well. Yeah, that was another thing. Yeah,
But it's so much scarier to not show.
yeah.
I agree.
So agreed.
You're right.
Yeah.
The whole Andy Kaufman aspect of this thing I loved because you went in completely fooled. You were convinced that this was real, and that worked on me and Gina. It scared the hell out of us, and then I kind of suspected because I've always been, being a student of Kaufman, I'm
skeptic.
always looking for that.
You saw Spinal Tap.
Exactly. So anyway, but show me what you got. Another project we're getting. This is the sequel. Oh, not quite yet.
Oh,
Did I not put 28 years later in the?
you did
not.
I did not.
Hold on,
Oh,
I'll be
okay.
so fast.
Sorry about that. It's just a real quick story. They're making 28 years later. Danny Boyle is going to helm the first follow-up movie, and he's talking to Nia DaCosta to direct it.
Oh.
And we all know she can do horror. With she directed.
Because that
Candyman.
Candyman movie was bomb, yo.
Yeah. So anyway, that's all I had on that. You don't need to find anything on that. But let's now go to the story that will make Tony sad.
No, I'm excited for this because
Are you
a
excited?
new one. So here's the thing: a new one doesn't take anything away from the old one. First
That's
of all,
true. That's true.
First of all, second of all, if they actually choose to follow the book for this movie, it won't even feel anything like the movie, the original movie, because
What's
the
the
book
movie?
is Running Man. We're talking about Running Man. So
How is the book different from the movie? I'm
like
serious.
in almost
considerably.
every
Dancing,
aspect.
all the dancing.
I would
Like-
say the only book that's less like the movie that was made out of is Starship Troopers.
Yes. Yep.
Well, this was the
yeah.
book was from 1982, and it was Richard Bachman, not Stephen King.
Yeah,
This is,
Richard.
you know,
It's just Stephen King's pen name.
Same
pen name.
guy.
same guy.
Oh, is it a Stephen King?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Because
Everything
damn,
is a Stephen
I
King.
I was like, okay, maybe I'll read this book. But if you're telling me it's a Stephen King, I'm not going to read it.
It has, I think, possibly the best ending Stephen King has ever
Really?
done in a book.
Oh,
I,
really?
I loved it.
As opposed to Tommy Knockers,
scary?
960 pages of cocaine-fueled rambling.
It's not scary. It's sci-fi dystopian
It's political discourse.
political
that.
like it's really good. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Well, I mean, we've got well, first of all, Edgar Wright is directing and behind it, and Glenn Powell is going to star in it.
This tall drink of water.
Ooh.
Glenn Powell.
Who
Oh
is
my
this man? Glenn Powell?
Glenn
Hi,
Powell?
Glenn Powell.
Why does he look familiar? Is he in the new Twisters movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
but he
You
was
gotta
also in
ride
Top-
it, baby.
Top Gun, Maverick, and
Yes,
Devotion.
okay.
Did you? So I saw a trailer for a movie this week about the Blue Angels, and it's produced by Glenn Powell. Like he got that Top Gun juice in him.
Wow,
Man,
I
like
guess
he-
he
Cruise
did.
got to him good.
Yeah, I'll say. Anyway, so there you go. It's a remake of The Running Man. Show me what you got.
Yeah, it could be good.
I mean, it's not going to have that. What was the fat guy in the electric suit? What was his name?
Oh, he was
Come
a
on,
wrestler, wasn't he? Was that? Freak, I gotta look it up now.
Oh, and he sings. you
Yes.
know.
I never saw it.
Oh,
Did you
it's
never see it,
hilarious.
really, Lee?
Nope.
Dude,
It's
it's so terrible.
hilarious.
You gotta watch it. It's
No,
it's
I-
amazing.
And it's got Richard Dawson.
Yep.
Well, yeah, so did Family Feud. I didn't
it's
watch
got-
that either.
It's got one of the best lines delivered from Arnold Schwarzenegger of all time. He gets even better than that, Lee. He gets Richard Dawson on the phone because he's the one running the game show. And he says, Richard Dawson's like, I gotta go because my lobster's here or whatever, and I'm hungry. And Arnold yells into the phone, well, I hope you left enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine.
And then I would pull out your lobster and I would eat it in front of your family.
For all of the Schwarzenegger silliness, also Dawson's a good villain in this.
He is.
really
He-
is.
yes, he is, yeah.
Anyway, okay. Dune Part 2 is going to be available for you at home next week.
Next
They're
week.
stupid
Incredible
because they're
movie.
so stupid, but also not. So it's not only going to Max like way too soon, right? But they are also extending their IMAX run.
Yeah, smart.
Well, it's going to be available to rent on April 16th. It's not going to Max right away. Amazon Prime Video, Apple TV, Google Play, Fandango at Home, all those places. The physical media collectors can mark May 14th on their calendars for
I'll buy it.
the Blu-ray. So you can refill your popcorn bucket and sit and watch it at home. Speaking of the popcorn bucket.
Sarah has the popcorn bucket, by the way.
You do?
I do.
Well,
Yep.
speaking of the
No, I need it.
Speaking of the, this story was earlier this week about the popcorn bucket. Thank you. But one of the people from AMC, the movie chain executive, said, "You guys ruined the popcorn bucket."
Oh.
I think honestly,
You sexualized a
He thought-
perfectly good
No
popcorn
one
bucket.
sexualized it.
listen.
you
Here's
saw.
the thing. I think revolutionizing the popcorn bucket and making it a gimmick for every big movie that comes out is such a fabulous idea.
It makes
Because,
people want to buy them.
Because you know how theaters make their money? It's not by selling tickets, it's by
it's concessions.
concessions. And so getting these novelty popcorn buckets, I do think is wasteful. Same thing with like Taylor Swift releasing 8 8 billion different varieties of a single.
Oh, she's done her turn. She has turned on.
Done my heel
Tuesday.
turn.
Businesswoman Rebecca.
Okay, so this is the AMC Chief Content Officer Elizabeth Frank. She was interviewed for Variety about the bucket. She says that now here's again some of that Hollywood bullshit doublespeak. We continue to learn and evolve. We would never have imagined this Dune thing. We would have never created it knowing it would be celebrated or mocked. Was the tongue firmly in cheek there?
I think so. But I think the Bug Hunter has a great idea here
What's
for
that?
Alien Romulus for the bucket.
Oh.
That. Brilliant.
Oh, an egg.
Print the
that'd
check.
be cool.
Cut the check right there.
An egg that opens up.
Yeah, you know how I was talking earlier about how somebody claims to have found the Deadpool bucket? I can share that with you if you'd like to see it.
Sure.
Is it for realsies?
Oh, I don't think it's for realsies.
I don't think
but
it's
I'm
for
gonna-
realsies.
But if that's what it is,
Oh my. No, that's
amazing.
that's fake, but
Pretty
I love
good.
it.
Yeah.
if
That's
that's
fake,
not
but I
what
love
it's
it.
going to be, that's what it should be.
Okay, but also there is this concept for the alien popcorn bucket that I would like to share.
Okay, go ahead,
The
Rebecca.
bucket from Gutter Puddle.
See if you're just
So-
listening to the podcast, you're missing all of this on YouTube.
I don't.
Sorry.
You can't like really tell. It's very small. Whoops.
You can't put any popcorn in there.
But does the little head, does the little
the
box
top-
come
the
out
top
and give you
comes off, yeah.
popcorn?
Oh, the top
Yeah.
comes off.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
It's
top
like
comes
the
off.
it's like the Barbie car and the Fast and the Furious car popcorn buckets that you could get at AMC.
Yeah.
I personally think that the alien popcorn bucket should just be a reproduction of John Hurt's chest and the popcorn erupts out of it.
Yeah,
I love
it.
that.
Should be
'Cause
Michael
they-
Fassbender's head that you can like reach
Or
in through the
and
neck.
you know, the baby xenomorph actually does run across and knock over a bowl of popcorn on the table of the Nostromo.
Just be a reproduction
Oh
of
my
that
God.
of that
Yeah.
bowl.
I mean, space popcorn. It's probably delicious.
All right.
Gotta be.
Let's find out what y'all consumed this week. I'm sure we all saw Fallout, right?
Yeah.
I watched one episode.
I watched two.
haven't
Same.
gotten
I
any
also
further.
watched two.
I'm
I
on
watched
5
this
or
many.
6.
I watched this many.
How many total are there, Sarah?
8.
There are 8.
Okay. So, we all loved it. At least what we saw of it.
Unanimously.
I will say this. You guys have been telling me I should be playing this game for years,
You should.
and you're right. it's got everything about it. I love it.
Terry, for us, it is
Yeah.
aesthetic porn. Like,
Exactly.
It is,
Oh my
And
God.
it is
it's-
exactly our vibe.
And it's the only thing that has ever done Adam Punk justice. And
Yes.
Terry, you need to play New Vegas because of where it's set.
I agree.
It's-
However,
it's
New
Vegas.
Vegas is very difficult to play because
I
of
tried-
how shitty it is. as
Tried
a game.
replaying New Vegas a couple months ago, and I was like,
My
"Ooh, I
favorite
can't
game.
do this."
Yeah,
Finally,
my favorite
someone-
game, and it's hard. to
Someone
replay.
acknowledges something I've been saying for years, that New Vegas is hard to play. It's not a
The story's
fluid game by
awesome, but
any
like it
stretch.
sucks.
So Sue and I are watching the first episode because she wanted to see, and it's the birthday party scene.
Yeah.
And
gogs.
there's the TV. It's black and white, but yet there's futuristic technology.
Retrofuturism.
And there's
Ray Punk.
and the soundtrack is amazing. And she goes, "Oh, they made this show for you, didn't they?"
And I'd like to give you a little bit of lore. And maybe Tony can correct me on this. In that timeline, they invested more into robotics in the 60s or whatever than they did with
like the space race, maybe.
Microelectronics and things like that.
microelectronics.
So,
So
yeah,
everything
yeah.
went more robotics route.
Robotics,
So
and they miniaturized and stabilized fusion as well, nuclear fusion. That's why you can power a robot in this universe because it has a mini fusion reactor in it.
So Dr. Brown was right.
Yes. So
so
I mean, the first episode, so much promise here. I loved everything about it. Can't wait to dive into the rest of them.
Gavin in the chat's right. Play Fallout 4. I think you could probably handle
Yep.
Fallout 4.
I would say just go straight to Fallout 4.
Fallout 4 is
Yeah.
great. And actually,
I-
Fallout 76 has been fun since they started fixing it.
Oh, it's
really,
much better.
I
It's
am
much,
very
much better.
interested in that world, but I don't want to play with other people. I just want to play by
Yeah.
myself.
Let me be
I'm-
by myself.
I
I'm
just
the,
want to be by myself.
I'm the same, Sarah. I'm the
Yeah.
same. I don't like
Yeah.
to go online.
So
and
if you
play
can
with
do
other people.
single player, I would try it.
Yeah.
April 27th, I think.
Is the patch?
Yeah, the
That's my
patch for
birthday.
Fallout 4, so it'll look better on the newer systems. Carrie, did you buy an Xbox Series X yet? You
It's okay,
turd.
Carrie. Invest in
yet.
PlayStation.
No, I'm an
just
Xbox
did
person.
recently.
Okay, sorry.
Carrie,
Harry,
That's-
are you
that's
really
why
an
I-
Xbox person if you haven't even upgraded since the Xbox 360?
Leave me alone.
not fired.
He's still playing. He doesn't even have an Xbox. He's still playing on his Dreamcast and
He's
pretending it's
playing
an
that
Xbox.
snowboard game that we were all into back
Oh
in
my
like
Cool Boarders
2001.
Here for
Have
the
you know-
Dreamcast references.
I'm playing my GameCube. All right. Leave
love
me
it.
alone.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Fallout
anyway.
4 is beautiful.
Yeah.
So we all-
Story-wise,
And
I
we'll
wish
talk.
it was.
We're going to talk
Agreed.
more Fallout TV series in the after party. So
I am
geekshowgotthiscovered.com.
so happy to see Deadass Jackie from Yellow Jackets
Yeah.
not being dead and not having.
Yeah.
But
the
she also portrays that just like Midwestern naivete, like
Oh, yeah.
so
I didn't
beautiful.
Yeah.
see Yellow Jackets. Who is
and she's British.
She
The blonde
so
lady?
in yellow the lead Lucy
Oh,
but
Lucy.
in,
Okay, yeah.
in Yellow
No, she
Jackets
rules. Yeah.
they do a casting with her in Yellow Jackets that did such a bamboozle that made me finish the first season. It was so good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but
No,
yeah, so good.
Great big eyes too.
Tree
That's
Fitty, join
has
and watch us
super-
in the after party.
we'll do it in the
Carrie,
after
Carrie,
party.
you. I'm not going to spoil a damned thing, but in episode 4, they introduce one of your favorite actors who does the voice of most of the robots in the series, and
and
you are
also Rebecca also
Yeah.
should be.
Sarah
excited
texted
for
me.
this.
She's like, "There's a voice that you will
Yeah,
love," and I'm
yeah,
like, "Oh, how
yeah.
intriguing!"
yeah,
I remember
Yeah.
reading this news on this. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yep.
All right.
It's good. It's so good.
All right. So and then we all saw X-Men 97 this week, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't watch the show, but I watched the scene that everyone's talking about.
Oh, you got to
I
watch that whole
was-
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we'll spoil it in the after party.
Bait and switch, man.
I
15,
was just
15 minutes of shiny happy people followed by fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
yeah. I was
Great,
Sorry,
now we're
YouTube.
demonetized.
There it
I
goes.
No,
just
not
com-
anymore.
I was completely blown away, and the way that they started the whole thing
Yep.
was perfect.
Shiny happy mutants holding hands.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll get to it in the after party.
Yep.
Who wants to go first with what we consumed?
Let me jump in right there because I want to do two things with this.
Oh,
First,
yes,
I wanna
that's
do
right.
I want to do a quick rest in peace, rest in power.
Yes.
Trina Robbins, who is a pioneer in comics and especially the promoting women in comics,
Yes.
died at 85 this week. She is also the first woman to draw Wonder Woman in a Wonder Woman comic and in DC Comics, if I remember correctly. And that wasn't until 1986. The character has been around
wow.
since 1941.
Holy
Oh my
moly.
god!
Just like that sinks in.
Hero.
She did a book with Kurt Busiek called Wonder Woman Forgotten Legends, which they've collected. You can find it on all of your various print places. But 1986, she was an Eisner Award winner in 1983. She was known for not just promoting women in comics and just the medium of comics in general. Also, really big in underground comics. So, if you've not heard of her, take a look. Do yourself a favor. Find out what she went through, what she was about as an illustrator, as just a pioneer.
She she wrote an autobiography.
Yes.
As
it
well.
was. Shoot, I thought I had it in here, and I may not have caught the title of it. But yes, she also wrote one of the first serious looks of women in the history of women in the world of comics with Kat Ironwood, called "Women in the Comics."
That's one, yeah, as well.
So check that out. And also, for those of you who are fans of this character, the classic Vampirella costume that everybody is used to seeing, the bikini-esque,
More like sexy Rella.
the Borat-esque outfit, she designed the basics of that, and then Frank Frazetta did a little bit of modification on it. But that was her design. So, I mean, like I said, if you have a chance, dive in, see find out who she was and what she was about, and just, take a moment to go, that's amazing.
And what was her name
Thank
again?
you for
So-
sharing that.
Trina Robbins.
Trina Robbins. So look for her.
Okay, so really quick, the rest of
Continue.
what I consumed. Still working on my morning book, The Galaxy and the Ground Within. Comics wise,
Yes.
Thundercats Ho. If you are, this is kind of a retelling of the story, reintroducing the characters and introducing the mutants, Mum-Ra, and there seems to be a few different interactions and relationships in this book than we were used to from the comic. But it's, if you want to turn your brain off and go back to childhood fun, this is a good one. Speaking of X-Men 97, X-Men 97 2, issue 2 just came out. And this kind of leads up to the first episode again. They introduce Sabretooth shows up in this one. The Marauders show up in here. A couple of other 90s familiar characters for villains come in. And we find out when Scott finds out he's about to be a father. Keeping things eccentric, Ultimate X-Men number 2.
I see what you did there.
So, I was thinking.
Oh, I like that art. I like that art.
Is that Peach?
It's Peach Momoko, yes.
Okay, it's Peach Momoko. Yeah.
And it's not your standard X-Men. They're following Hisako. Oh, crap, I can't remember her last name. Ichiro Armor, who you may remember from X-Men. I'm sorry, Astonishing X-Men. She was like the youngest member on that team. And another character named Maystorm, who has weather control powers similar to Storm, but this is set in Japan, and it's set in the current Ultimate Universe where evil Reed Richards has recreated the world without superheroes. So there's that. And as a Superman fan, this is the next big storyline that's coming out of DC, House of Brainiac, where Brainiac is like, you know what, I've had it with not getting my way with this. So he basically clones Lobo over and over and over again and goes, oh, look, Metropolis, and drops a bunch of Lobo clones and Brainiac robots into Metropolis and goes, I'll just wait.
It's my Lobo army. Wow.
It is a Lobo army, and it is delightful.
Oh.
Well, can't Lobo be basically cloned from any piece of his body that you just leave
Basically,
alone
any drop
long
of
enough?
blood.
Yeah.
Any drop of blood, yeah. But the
It just grows
at
into
some
a
point-
new Lobo.
at some point over the years, they kind of nerfed that.
Oh,
So to have them come back with this is just like, oh, okay, and have Brainiac behind it is kind of genius. And it looks like they're doing a variation of the Brainiac Luthor team again, and I'm waiting to see how that pans out.
okay.
But there's that. Movie-wise, did not see anything theatrically, but in keeping with my love of Donnie Yen, we watched a movie from 2000, I believe it was 7, called Raging Fire, and it was just like, just do all the wushu, just do all the wushu and all the Wing Chun. And in toy news, a couple of months ago, I bought the Fantastic Four box set from Mezco. And last week, my Reed decided to lose a foot peg on one of his legs. So I'm like,
Reed,
well, we'll just
no.
order another one. So I bought a second one.
That one seems taller.
Well, this is the second body that came with him. But I was able to pull the peg back out from the boot that it got stuck in, attach it back to the body. So now I have 2 Reeds.
Wait, isn't that how this other universe got started? So bad?
Isn't that how Marvel Zombies got started?
Wait a minute.
Careful with what you're playing with there, sir.
Ah.
Who's next? Oh,
I'll go
Rebecca's
next.
got movies, I know.
I do have movies. Okay, well, so first, before I mention a movie, I want to talk about a book I read last week called Out There Screaming. I read this on the recommendation from Jay Whitaker. It is an anthology of short stories. It's a curation of black horror short stories. Jordan Peele edited it, put it together, and he has a lovely introduction at the beginning. Anyway, Out There Screaming, fantastic book. Movies. Do you guys remember before Godzilla X Kong: A New Empire came out? I was like, I am this movie's biggest hater.
Yes.
And all the times you've said it since.
And all the times I've said it since. I sat down in my seat this week. I tried to convince my friends to go see it in D-Box, but they were cowards. And
of Ds.
so sat in my seat, and I was hooting and hollering and fist pumping the entire time. This movie is so stupid. I hope they make 100 more of them. This is my new Fast and the Furious
I
franchise.
was gonna say, this is how you talk about Fast and the Furious.
It's so stupid.
How
I
stupid
loved
is it?
I loved every second of it. When there's not people on screen, it's just sounds, right? And I know that sounds like a stoner thought, but it is truly just monster sounds when there's not humans on screen. The humans are there for the bare minimum amount of time.
That's how it should be in these movies.
And
We're not fantasy people.
no, Dan Stevens is in this, and I think he and Brian Tyree Henry. Thank God for these two actors because they are so phenomenal. I think Dan Stevens should be a Doctor Who. I think he would make a fantastic Doctor Who.
Dr. Doom.
Oh, or Carrie wants him to be Doctor Doom.
Some sort of doctor.
Yeah, but 3 out of 5. It's not a perfect movie, obviously, but
I thought you were going for a 5 by the way you were
Also-
talking about it earlier.
and also, spoiler alert: the people of Rio de Janeiro, sorry, you all died. Like
They die in Starship Troopers
there's
too.
just so much destruction.
Too much carnival, man. Too much
Sci-fi
carnival.
hates Rio, apparently.
And I don't want to spoil why Godzilla is pink in this one. Just know it's for a stupid reason.
Excellent.
Stupid or good or fun?
It's stupid.
Look,
I'll tell
Pride,
you.
Pride Month is fast approaching.
Did he get into the flamingo food again?
I'll tell you in the after party. Stay
Shrimps.
tuned to the after party for
right.
some Godzilla X Kong: A New Empire spoiler talk. And then the new release for this week, Civil War by Alex Garland. Alex Garland, you know him from he did Ex Machina, Annihilation.
No.
He ruined Annihilation.
No, he didn't.
Ruined? What do you mean? Annihilation was great.
Well, for those of us that didn't read the book that it's based off of, it was an amazing movie.
Oh, it's based on a book?
I did read the book it was based off of, and I hated the movie.
Yeah.
Sarah and I are actually doing our own fun little book club where we're
doing a book
rereading
club for
Annihilation. So here's the thing about Civil War. I really, really, really enjoyed this movie. I think it is intentionally being mismarketed based on the concept of it, just to get butts in seats, and it's for all the wrong reasons. The trying to market this movie off the idea of a modern day United States Civil War. Wild. Got to see what that's about. Why do they have Texas and California teaming up? That's insane.
Yeah.
Not really what the movie is about. And I think a lot of people are going to find themselves disappointed.
I paid
But-
$12 for this shit. So,
exactly though. There is a reason also, I think they're marketing it. They're putting a big push towards seeing it in IMAX, and it's not because of the visuals, it's because of the sound. It's extremely unsettling. Alex Garland is a master at making you feel unease. He does it in all of his
Yep.
movies.
I agree
And-
with that.
And he does it really well in Civil War. But Civil War, at the end of the day, is a story about journalists and the power of the press. And
Oh, good. The right wingers will hate that.
wow.
the right wingers are going to hate it. And especially, too, because this movie hit something in me that I didn't realize I needed to see, which was female mentorship in journalism. Because I have been in a journalism adjacent field ever since I was like 15 or 16. And I
That's
can
true.
name one female mentor I've ever had. And even then it was barely, right? Like it was so fascinating to me to see the concept of Kirsten Dunst mentoring a younger female photojournalist.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
yeah, it was really cool. I liked it. I thought it was a great movie. I think people are going to be disappointed based on
But
how
they
the
can't
film
call
was
it
marketed.
Ladies taking pictures because
No,
one will see it.
no, I can't.
Taking
That's not
going to
sell tickets.
Yep.
And I think you can even see it too. Like Alex Garland was on The Daily Show last week doing an interview for the movie, and Alex Garland has even said that he doesn't want to be a filmmaker anymore because he's fallen out of love with filmmaking, and so he's probably going to go back to just screenwriting.
Oh.
And I feel it in his interviews where he's just not super jazzed about the way this movie's being marketed. And maybe it's me projecting my ideas onto what I'm seeing, but like
You've never done that before. I don't know. What it is.
I've never ever done that. But like I give it a 4 out of 5. A lot of people like when you do see it, you do leave feeling a certain way. And good. Like I think you should. Like this movie should open up a dialogue. Kirsten Dunst has been very vocal about this in her interviews leading up to this movie about how this should make you think, right? Like this isn't exactly what's possibly going to happen, but like and the movie doesn't hold your hand and explain to you exactly what is happening. It does one of my favorite storytelling tactics where it shows you rather than tells you. Like you can pick up on things throughout the movie and understand what's going on,
We
but it
should
doesn't
not need to
exactly
be explained to.
Yeah.
Now tell us about the tennis movie.
Oh, the horny tennis movie.
Threesome movie. Yeah.
By the way, Civil War I gave 4 out of 5. But the horny tennis movie, Challengers. Would you guys believe me if I told you that this is Zendaya's first leading movie debut? This is her first time being a lead in a feature film.
In a film.
Yes.
Because she's the lead in Euphoria. So
Yes, I know this. I know this to be fact, but at the same time, Zendaya has such a presence that I'm like, that's insane. Like,
yeah, she's amazing.
She feels like she's
You're
leading
telling me
if
she
she's
hasn't
on
been the lead in
screen.
every movie I've seen since like 8 years ago?
Yeah, she was leading Spider-Man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, she was the lead in Spider-Man. This movie is fantastic. Luca, oh my God, I can't remember how to pronounce his last name, but he's the same guy who did Call Me By Your Name, the new Suspiria remake, Bones and All. Just a fantastic writer-director. And the thing about this movie, it is so freaking good. They're also really pitching this movie in IMAX. And if you're going to see an IMAX movie, it should be Challengers. There are a lot of visuals that are catered to the male gaze, but I think it's not gross. I think
What
it's
about
very
the female gaze?
Oh, the female gaze. Josh O'Connor has these thighs. And it was the very first thing I pointed out. I was like, look at the size of this man's thighs. They are incredible. But the movie itself, awesome character movie. And also like tennis, I've never ever cared about tennis.
No one cares
until I saw Challengers. And I was like, damn, this is a crazy sport. And really makes you care about the sport. But also it focuses more on like the friendship between these two leading men and how Zendaya is like intertwined with all of this. And it just a stunning movie. The character stuff in it is fantastic. And the way it ends, a lot of people have an issue with like the last 2 minutes of the movie, but I think it's a 5-star movie. And it comes out this upcoming week, or next week actually, April 26th. So it's a little early for me to review it, but
One day before B-Day.
yeah, one day before my
Okay,
birthday.
I do have a question, completely unrelated to everything else. Zendaya has a kid in this movie, if I'm not mistaken. Lily?
Yes. Yes.
How was she? I actually know that. I know her, the actor.
You know
young
the
kid who
kid?
played that actor.
Cool.
I do.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's in
so
it for
how was she?
she's in it for like 5 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
she
shows
barely, she's there to make you understand that Zendaya is a mom.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
Right.
Fair enough.
Tony.
Well, X-Men 97, amazing. Fallout, amazing. Constellation. I finished Constellation on Apple TV+.
how did it end?
Let me tell you,
Uh-oh.
if this doesn't get a second season, I will not recommend watching the first season.
Oh.
That's what I
Okay.
have to say about that. Because it was awesome, but man, they leave you on some serious dangly cliffhangers.
Oh, no.
And so it but it was really good. So they better get us a second season. Watched a little bit of this.
so.
That's right. Make it so. Watched a little bit of this show on Amazon Prime with Alan Tudyk called Con Man. You guys ever watched
So
this?
good.
I've
So
seen
funny.
those trailers,
It's freaking
yeah.
funny.
So funny.
And it's little like 11-minute episodes, 12-minute episodes, easy to digest, and just hilarious. Really, really good.
It's kind of like loosely based on him and his friendships with Nathan Fillion, and
Yeah.
you know, and what it's like being a
Oh,
former
yeah.
sci-fi star
Yeah.
going
Okay,
to
I remember this.
conventions,
Yeah,
going to sci-fi conventions.
Con for convention man, not
Yeah.
for like con
I remember
artist.
now. I remember
Yeah.
now.
Very
It's-
funny show.
It's way funny. And then I did my homework finally, Rebecca, and watched Ricky Stenicki.
Finally. I don't want to talk about it anymore, though.
Okay, moving along.
Maybe the
No,
after
it was
party.
it was funny. I enjoyed that one.
Should I see it? It has been on my list.
It's fine. You don't
It's
have
worth
to.
watching
fine.
for John Cena. Everything else
That's-
is wasted
love
space.
John Cena.
Exactly, that's the thing. If you're a John
Like-
Cena fan, this is 100% worth watching.
Like I think I talked about this last week about how if you made this movie in 2002, it would be a lot dirtier and a lot raunchier. But because they made it in 2023, it is so clean and it ends way too neatly.
The one Farrelly brother that made this movie is definitely in his 70s now, and like, well, maybe I want to
Pushing
just
the envelope
push this
a
back a
little bit.
little bit. Besides, Jenny McCarthy couldn't suck the chrome off of that tail hitch.
And then, for whatever reason, we watched MIB International. Did you guys ever watch this?
The one
Yes.
with
With
Thor?
Chris Hemsworth
With
and
Chris
Tessa
Hem-
Thompson?
Yeah.
I did not. No.
It's actually pretty good. I
don't
really
believe you.
enjoyed. No,
It is.
it's an enjoyable movie.
It's not the first MIB by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it's definitely leaps and bounds above MIB 2.
Yeah, I liked
And-
MIB 3 though. I thought
but
that
three-
was,
no, three
Like
was good.
MIB
Yeah.
3?
I liked MIB 3.
Yeah.
What's your point? Bring it. What you got?
That's
What
right.
you got? Come on.
Get her,
got?
Rob.
Bring it.
Get her. Yeah, MIB International was a lot of fun.
Okay.
I enjoyed that one.
All right.
So anyway,
Lee, what you got?
Oh boy. So we watched Fallout. Walty Goggins. Thanks, Walty Goggy. You did a
The
good job.
dogs.
But
So
you know what?
good.
He's not the best part. He really isn't. He's great. He's fantastic. But it's a fantastic cast all the way around. So I
true.
can't remember the lead's name. I'm really sorry, Deadass Jackie. But
Lucy is the character's name. Ella
Yeah.
Purnell is the actress.
yeah,
Purnell.
she was the voice of Jinx in the League of Legends cartoon that
Yeah.
we watched. So that we love so much.
Okay.
Finished Physical 100. I
Arcane.
really actually upset that the last competition of Physical 100 was so damned boring.
was
but
it? Are you talking
that's-
about season 2?
Yeah, season 2.
Oh,
so
we gotta catch up.
there
on
was
that.
just like they were just like, oh, we're gonna push things through mud for 74 years.
It's like a human tractor pull.
You know, here's the thing about Physical 100. If they didn't show the same reaction from the people watching 4 times, it would be a 20-minute program. So
That's true. You are
yeah.
correct.
yeah. Before I talk about X-Men 97, I was surprised about Damsel.
Oh, is it
Wow,
good?
really?
Oh, another
well-
dissenting opinion from Lieutenant Commander Frost.
I have a hard time with Netflix movies and Millie Bobby Brown in general.
Okay. Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah,
she-
I didn't bring my Millie Bobby Brown luggage. I brought my fantasy movie luggage.
Sure,
And what I loved is, okay, she was all right. She did her Millie Bobby Brown thing. My biggest problem with Millie Bobby Brown is I always hear Maya Rudolph doing her Whitney Houston, but it's Millie Bobby Brown. Millie Bobby Brown.
Bobby.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, it's not her. It's the dragon is voiced by the old lady from thanks, Brain. I really enjoy your brain.
Oh,
Isn't it Robin-
Roseanne. It's Roseanne Barr,
yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
Roseanne
Is it
Barr.
I
really?
knew it.
No, it's not.
Oh,
Okay.
God, don't do that.
I know.
It's Robin Wright, isn't Robin
Tony.
Wright in this?
Tony,
Damn
just
you,
because
Tony.
this is gonna make for great theater. What's my sci-fi show with the Rocinante that I love so much?
Expanse.
The Expanse.
The Indian lady from The Expanse.
Oh,
is
yeah,
House of
the,
the Dragon.
Um,
Expanse.
She pulls all the strings in the political
Oh,
strings in that
Shora
show.
Shora
Eglu.
Egladoshlu?
She's awesome.
Yes, she is the voice of the
Shora
dragon.
Egladoshlu.
We
Yeah.
have
Oh,
just
God.
also started watching
So
that
now I've got to
my
watch this
boyfriend
movie
had
because
never
I've
seen it
listened to her
before.
read the phone book.
She's got
Yeah.
the craziest
See-
voice. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So good.
If it was Roseanne Barr, I was
She
going to
is
stay
awesome.
away from this because you got Flat Earther Millie Bobby and that crazy
Not
Roseanne
only
Barr.
not only flat earther Millie Bobby Brown, engaged to Bon Jovi's son,
That
Millie
too,
Bobby
yeah.
Brown.
That's
So-
too
so
many
the thing-
things.
the thing
You
with
can have
her-
one thing.
The thing
And
with her is
anti-vaxxer, I think she's an anti-vaxxer.
she's still a
Yeah.
baby. I have hope that she will one day wake up and go, "Oh, I'm being fed a line of bullshit." Now, in 10 years, I'll be like, "Whatever," but she's still a baby. Anyway,
All right, okay.
Okay, so I just looked at the cast
the
of this
voice-
movie, and I'm just like, it's her, it's Ray Winstone, Angela
Yeah.
Bassett, Robin Wright.
Ooh.
yes,
You've got some
Yes.
actors in
Yes.
this.
And Angela
it's
Bassett.
not a bad cast. And there's this phenomenal thing where knights in plate mail show up to take on the dragon. You don't wear metal to take on a fire-breathing dragon. Plus,
Too hot.
this thing shoots napalm out of its mouth, and I kind of love it. Like you can tell how fire breath works in this movie.
Oh, okay.
So I enjoyed it despite Millie Bobby Brown.
All right.
So
Yeah,
okay,
every little
so
step she took.
Damn.
yeah, X-Men '97.
That episode, among other things, Lee, was a giant Easter egg central. Holy cow!
I will
There
also.
was Dazzler.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
let's break it. Let's
We're-
break it
we're
down to
gonna-
the after
we're-
party.
We're going to talk about it later, but I have to say 2 things.
Yes.
First being that this has taken me all the way back to stop doing live action. Just give me the animation. Because Magneto does some things in this that no one no one in Hollywood has the gravitas to pull off.
Cojones.
I mean, yes, Magneto's been in a train in live action before, but and also
that was cool.
if you want to know what's going on with these Wild Sentinels, I would recommend that you get the Marvel Unlimited app or go get the trade of Eve is for Extinction by Grant Morrison, because that's the storyline they're doing right now. It is the mutant genocide. And if they actually pull off the shriveled bald prune that pulled it off, I will lose my damned mind. So,
Even
You and me
though
both.
Bo DeMeo has since been booted from the show, he put out a really nice statement about this week's episode that you should track down and read.
and all the little fanboys that are screaming that he needs to be reinstated, you have to also recognize the power of an NDA and realize that no one knows why he was fired and just
That's
he
the
isn't
thing.
saying.
That's part of what his statement did to me. I was like, dang, I really want to know why he was fired now.
Yeah,
What
I just-
happened?
yeah. So you relax, fanboys. There's still other good writers in the world.
That's true.
He's not the
Sarah?
only one that read X-Men and said,
We should get Zack Snyder on there.
Sarah,
Shut your whore mouth.
Who, by the way, the second part of his movie's coming out like next week or something.
I can't wait.
and
Rebel Moon, the other cheek.
and Netflix is just basically doing their contractual obligation promoting it.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
just bare minimum, huh?
Did the first one crash?
I think it did, yeah.
Because I kind of liked it.
But also Zack Snyder's interview on the Joe Rogan show of all places, like I don't think helped his case.
No. Sarah, what did you consume?
I've been consuming a lot more than I have in many months recently. I watched Three Body Problem, which I did not like. I didn't
Oh,
like it.
okay.
I struggled with it too. I really
Yeah,
did.
I struggled with it. I rewatched the first season of The Expanse. My boyfriend had never seen it before. Perfect,
good.
and the books are also perfect. I think it is the
Better
best sci-fi
than-
story.
Better than
Better.
Galactica.
Well, whoa,
I haven't seen Galactica. Better,
whoa.
best
Is-
sci-fi story that
I
I've
don't know.
seen
Is Ronald
and
D.
read.
Moore involved here at all?
No, better writers.
Whoa,
Lee,
whoa,
what are you
whoa.
doing? You
I
can't
don't
come back
know
to the
about
Space Show
this.
if you're gonna be like this.
He's just
I'll
stirring
come on and
shit
talk
up
about
here.
The Expanse.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
perfect show. Great. Would recommend it to anyone.
Yeah.
Books also incredible. I think they're the best written series of this century in terms
This
of
is
sci-fi.
this is what happens when you go to George R. R. Martin's D&D group. You get paired up with another guy and you write the best
That's
sci-fi
right.
series of all time.
And they pump out books once every year instead of having
I was
to
gonna
wait
say,
for 19 years.
Did they pull all of like George R. R. Martin's desire to write away from him while they were playing D&D?
God.
They siphoned it off
Oh
Lynch
my
style.
God.
Exactly.
I've also been
Jeez.
watching The Regime, which
Oh, for real?
it's- Yeah,
Everybody's take on this has been
it's I want to see what happens. It is kind of like wacky, I guess. Like
Yeah.
this brutal Russian murderer dude is like the queen's advisor, and he just walks around like
Advising?
checking for mold, basically,
his
because
job.
she's a hypochondriac, and so his job is to like baby her, and then he realizes, oh, I can control this person and feed her all of these ideas. So
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
super. I think we're probably halfway through it. It is interesting, but it also is like,
But Sarah, thank you, by the way, for brutal Russian murder, dude. Thank you.
Is there any magic?
you're
or
welcome. That's a gift. That's my gift to you.
Is there any magic or science fiction involved?
None.
I'm out.
None
Just mold.
whatsoever. Yeah, just
Wait,
mold.
if there's mold.
That one. You,
Oh,
Lee's
Leviathan
got
works, yeah.
the science fiction magic. What else? Fallout, obviously.
Yes.
I also have restarted playing Fallout 4, even though I hate it. I am trying to make myself give
Just
it a
don't-
chance and finish the game.
What makes Fallout 4 really good, in my opinion, is forget about the main quest. It's forget about this settlement needs you. Forget about that.
I hate The Sims. You have you're like. I hate
Just
the
go-
Sims aspects
Just
of
go
it.
explore. It's a really good game.
And
to
that's what I'm
just
doing. I
explore.
just got to the Witchcraft Museum, and then I realized, oh shit, I'm not strong enough to do this
Yeah.
right now. Gotta
Level
run,
up, gotta
bye.
level up.
Yeah, gotta go. Shoot, we were watching. Shogun still. Shogun.
Shogun's
very
cool.
good.
Yeah.
Loving it. And then we're also watching Manhunt, which is very interesting. Actually, the most recent episode last week was pretty good, and
What's Manhunt?
it's about finding John Wilkes Booth, who shot Lincoln.
Oh, didn't they
It's on
find him right
Apple.
away?
I think he's dead.
They find him like after 11 days, so
Oh,
he
okay.
is dead.
Oh, period piece. Okay.
I mean,
He's
it's fine.
alive.
It's fine. It is just like, oh, what happened to this historical stuff we were probably taught, but I don't know if you're
Okay.
if you're looking for something. But yep,
All right.
that's it.
We'll talk more about Fallout and X-Men in the after party, but the one thing that I consumed this week made me very happy. I think it's going to make Lee very happy as well. You remember when you were a kid, the little
Yes.
the little golden books?
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, I remember
I
those.
have one still.
Well, how about this one?
Oh,
my.
that's
Made
made
for Harry specifically.
It is.
And I'm going to spoil it for you.
Oh no.
He was on Earth the whole time.
He was on Earth the whole time. The artwork in here, it's perfect. It tells the story of the first Planet of the Apes movie. It really does.
And then they cut out his throat.
Now make one of Alien.
I think they have an
If there's
A is
an
for
alien one.
Well, hang on. Can you see that right there?
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh,
I
there it
do
is.
A
see
is
it.
for Alien.
A is for
I love
alien.
it.
And
They
then
X
there's
really-
is for xenomorph, obviously.
then
Did
there's
they
this-
really make a Behind the Green Door with Marilyn Chambers, Little Golden
I
Book?
know, right? I know.
Sorry, only old guys are going to get that joke.
Wow.
Let me see
got-
if they show the whole cut. No, they skip that part, Lee,
Oh,
in
yeah.
the Little Golden Book.
Boo,
They skip
cowards.
yeah, they skip the part where they give them lobotomies. Although they're,
No.
you know, he does land with them. But yeah, the whole lobotomy thing is missing.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Anyway, so
This
the
is
plan.
conditioning. They don't want our children to know about lobotomies.
Yeah, just watch Sucker Punch.
There you go.
Wop wop. Watch the
All right.
director's cut. It is a whole thing.
I forgot to mention I am going to see Civil War tonight,
Oh, good.
so I will let
I'm-
Rebecca know what I think.
I'm going to a movie next week. I already got tickets. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go watch Henry Cavill go kill Nazis.
Oh yeah, this movie
Oh,
looks
yeah.
so fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm seeing that on Tuesday.
And my wife was so excited. I said, "You want to go watch Henry Cavill kill Nazis?" And she's like, "There's two things I love: Henry Cavill and watching Nazis
But
get killed."
also, Alan Richardson is there. Big man, little glasses.
Yeah,
Big
she
man,
doesn't-
little glasses.
She doesn't know about that part yet.
She's
So
never
can
watched.
hear me,
Oh.
can she?
surprised.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big surprise for her.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. Thank you, everybody who was live in chat. We appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. And we're going to take a short break and then head over to the after party. Geek Show got this covered, where we're going to spill Fallout and X-Men '97. We're
All
just
together.
gonna-
Join us.
all of it. So, live long and prosper, bitches.